Most goals don't fail because they're too big. They fail because they're built on motivation. And motivation is about as reliable as the New Year's resolution past January. Systems, though, they don't care whether you're tired, busy, or just not feeling it. They turn your goals into results on autopilot, while the rest of us are hitting the snooze as if it's a competitive sport. Today, I'll show you exactly how to build those systems step by step so you can finally achieve your goals without burning out or without ghosting your own plans halfway through. Let's dive in. Why willpower and motivation betray you? We have all had that new week, new me pep talk. You buy fresh running shoes, meal prep as if you're on MasterChef, and by Wednesday, you're negotiating with yourself whether pouring cereal counts as cooking. Well, that's not a character flaw, that's actually psychology. According to American Psychological Association, your willpower works like a battery. Every single time you have to make a decision, whether it's about what to eat, how to respond to that email, or whether to say yes to that meeting, your battery drains, which is your motivation drains. And at the end of the day, you're running on fumes. That's why systems are so important. James Clear, author of the 15 million copies sold book, Atomic Habits, said, "You don't rise to the level of your goals. You rise to the level of your systems." Motivation is unreliable. Systems are insurance. Now let's get to the steps. Step 1. Define your goal the system way. Most goals sound good, but they mean nothing. If you say something like, "I want to get in shape," what does that actually mean? Does it mean training for a marathon or surviving 2 flights of stairs without gasping for air? Your action step here is be specific. Write down your goals with what, when, and where. Instead of saying something like, "I want to work out more," say something like, "I want to do strength training 30 minutes 3 times a week at 6 p.m. at my gym." Why does it matter? Well, your brain loves clarity. According to Harvard Business Review, people with specific measurable goals are 3 times more likely to succeed. Look, clarity isn't sexy, but it's the first brick in building your system. Step 2. Identify the barriers in advance. Here's where most people get blindsided. They build a plan that works on their best day, but life usually serves you the worst day. You plan to study after work, but the traffic drains you, emails pile up, and suddenly Netflix's "Are you still watching?" feels like a personal attack. So here's your action step. Write down your top 3 barriers, things that knock you off track. Do you get too tired after work? Do mornings slip away before you've even started? Do distractions seem to eat up the time that you promised yourself? Think of this as troubleshooting before things break. Because here's the thing, even the best plan will collapse if it depends on everything else going perfectly. Obstacle-proofing your plan is like turning a wish into a system. Step 3. Build for repeatability, not perfection. Here's the golden rule. If your system only works when the stars align, it's not a system, it's a fantasy. CDC data shows that even 10 to 15 minutes of regular physical activity reduces health risks significantly, which means your all or nothing 2-hour workout routine is setting you up for nothing. Your action step here is designing a lazy day version of your habit. If you can't do 2 hours at the gym, do 15 minutes at home. If you can't cook a full dinner, prep a quick protein plus veggie snack. If you can't read an entire chapter, read 1 page. The pro tip here is to reduce friction. Lay out the clothes the night before. Put your book on your pillow so you literally have to move it to sleep. Use calendar reminders like meetings because you're not gonna miss your meeting with your boss, right? Ask yourself, would I still do this if I feel tired, annoyed, or low energy? If the answer is no, shrink it until it feels laughably doable. Step 4. Test it like a scientist, not like a perfectionist. Here is a secret. Your first system will probably flop, and that's okay. The difference between successful people and frustrated people is that successful people treat their system like a science experiment, while the frustrated people, they treat it like a marriage vow. So your action step here is treat your new system like a 7-day experiment. If you want to wake up earlier, set your bedtime routine to 15 minutes early. If after waking up you feel like a zombie extra in The Walking Dead, don't just quit, adjust. Thomas Edison tested 1,000 different versions of the light bulb before he could finally found one that actually worked. And for your workout routine, you just have to make 3 to 4 tweaks before it fits. The key point here is failure doesn't have to be the end of the world. It's data. Every failed attempt is pointing you toward the version that sticks. Step 5. Use band-aids but peel them off. When you start, short-term hacks can help. I call this band-aid solutions. If you're too tired to focus, take a 20-minute power nap. If you can't study for long, use a Pomodoro timer, 25 minutes on and 5 minutes off. If you're distracted by your phone, put it on Do Not Disturb, or better yet, put it on your sock dryer. Band-aids keep you moving, but they're not cures. In the long term, you have to fix the underlying problems. Your action step here is identify if your solution is a band-aid or a root fix. Some examples here are taking a nap. In the earlier example is a band-aid solution, but if you make a better sleep routine, that would be a root fix. Setting a timer would be a band-aid solution, but training your focus is a root fix. Putting your phone in a sock dryer is a band-aid solution, but building a digital discipline is a root fix. Think of band-aids like training wheels. Useful at first, but it's embarrassing if you still need them after 3 years. Step 6. Build backup plans, aka contingencies. Life is unpredictable. If your system breaks at the first hiccup, it's not a system. That's why pilots have checklists and NFL coaches have backup plays. You need the same. Your action step here is create an if-then plan for every single habit. Some examples could be, if I miss my morning run, then I'll walk 20 minutes at lunch. If I skip my study block, then I'll listen to an audiobook on my commute. If I blow up my diet at lunch, then dinner is back on track. No guilt spiraling. A study from the British Journal of Health Psychology found that people who used the if-then contingency planning were 91% more likely to stick to their exercise routines. Contingencies make your system resilient. They turn your slip-ups into pivots instead of collapses. Step 7. Iterate and upgrade. Here is the fun part. Systems aren't static, they're living, breathing blueprints. Think of it like upgrading your iPhone. You don't keep the same iPhone 6 forever. You improve the hardware, your habits, and update the software, your mindset. Here's your action step. Do a weekly 10-minute review. Ask 3 questions. What worked? What didn't work? And what tiny tweak would make this easier next week? Examples. Maybe your gym is too far. What could be a solution here? Maybe switch to home workouts. Maybe late night reading makes you fall asleep. What could be a solution? Switch to audiobooks during your commute. Small upgrades compound. Over time, they become frictionless and run smoother than a Tesla on autopilot. Here is a reality check. Every system will involve some sort of a discomfort. Waking up earlier, changing your nighttime routine, saying no to distractions. It's not always fun, but the discomfort of changing is definitely always less than the discomfort of staying stuck. Let's do a recap. Here is the system building playbook. Number 1, define your goal the system way. Be specific with what, when, and where. Number 2, identify barriers. Predict your top 3 obstacles in advance. Number 3, build for repeatability. Make a lazy-day version of your habit. Number 4, test like a scientist. Treat failures as data, not dead ends. Number 5. Use band-aids, then peel them. Start with hacks, then work toward root fixes. Number 6. Build contingencies, if-then plans to catch slip-ups. Number 7. Iterate and upgrade. Weekly tweaks that compound into mastery. So there you have it. That's how you stop relying on motivation and relying on systems that deliver results on autopilot. So here is your challenge. Pick one goal, just one, and run it through these 7 steps. Don't wait for someday. Build your system today. That's all I have for you today. I hope you got a ton of value from this. If you did, please hit that like button. It really helps to push this video to more people who need to watch this stuff. I'm Anika. I'm a creative entrepreneur, a writer, and a pitch deck designer. On this channel, I talk about one-person businesses, AI, and human potential. So if that sounds like your jam, please take your shoes off and come on in by hitting that subscribe button. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate you guys. Ciao for now. I'll see you in the next one.